Imagine you wake up tomorrow on your bed, you reach for your phone, but it's not there. Not because you lost it, but because it was never made. No sleek design, no apps, no late night scrolling. But why? Because the system that dreamed it up, fought over patents, and motivated to sell it never happened, which is capitalism. Let's go further. Imagine you open your fridge but it's empty. Not because you forgot to shop, but because there is no supermarket, no brands competing to stock the shelves. No one is chasing profit, no one is owning anything. The world as you know it flipped upside down. What if capitalism, the engine behind our jobs, our tech, our entire lives, never even got started? No private property, no markets, no work hard win big mentality. This is not just a random daydream. Capitalism has been heart of our modern world for centuries, kicking into high gear with smoky factories in 1700s, then exploding into skyscrapers and startups as we see today. This is why you have got 1,000 choices on your streaming apps, but why some people sleep on streets while others buy private islands. Love it or hate it, but it's everywhere. But what happens if we hit delete on capitalism? Would we invent stuff slower or smarter? Would life be fairer or just a different kind of mess? Okay, first let's understand what we are talking about. Capitalism is an economic system where individuals and companies own stuffs like factories, lands and businesses and use them to make money. Prices are set by supply and demand and people are motivated by profits. It's been around in some form of centuries, really taking off during the Industrial Revolution in 1700s. And today it's the backbone of most global economies. Capitalism's big brag has always been innovation. Just look at the stuff around you. Your laptop, your car, even the antibiotics that save lives. Most of it came from the companies racing to outdo each other for profits. Apple versus Samsung, Ford versus Tesla. It's a battle that keeps pushing the tech forward. Without that, would we still have these breakthroughs? So imagine a world where state or a council calls the shots instead. The council may say, we need better medicine and putting resources into it. No profits needed. The Soviet Union once pulled this off and they managed to beat the US to space tech with Sputnik in 1957, all without a capitalist dime. On the other hand, Cuba has got a great healthcare system despite no market incentives. It is publicly funded, universal system prioritizing prevention and primary care with a focus on community-based care, making it accessible to all the citizens at no cost. So innovation could happen, it would just be slower and more deliberate. No one would be rushing to beat a competitor, so maybe we would miss the chaos that births a smartphone every year. What about tribal setup? Small communities inventing tools for survival like better spears or irrigation tricks. No global tech giants, but a hyper-local solutions. Think of the Amish communities. They have got no electricity, yet they have mastered sustainable farming tech. Could that scale up? Maybe, but probably we would never see the internet or jet planes. Let's get personal with your daily routine. In capitalism, you work, you earn cash and you buy what you need. And without it, whole cycle is gone. No private property and your house is shared among others. Some may argue that's a dream life. No homelessness, no billionaires hogging wealth. Everyone gets enough. But how does it play out? Option 1. It will create a barter economy. Like I fix your car and you bake me some bread. That's how humans lead for millennia. Direct exchange of goods and services and no money involved. But the problem is it's too messy. What if I don't need a bread or you are too busy to bake it? The trade would stall out fast. Anthropologists say ancient tribes practiced it with a tight-knit trust, but scaled that up to a city of millions, well, good luck with that. Option 2. It will create a planned system. The state or government assigns jobs to people and hands out goods. There is no unemployment maybe, but no freedom either. In Mao Zedong's China, the Great Leap Forward tried this system where everyone had to join collective farming, and the result was not pleasant. This system considered to have caused largest food scarcity in China, followed by millions of deaths. Central planning was tough, but planners could not identify the needs. But here's another side. India, for example, is a mixed economy of capitalism and socialism. After gaining independence in 1947, India adopted socialist-oriented policies. This approach aimed to reduce income inequality and ensured social welfare, but also led to inefficiencies and slow economic growth. In 1990, 1891, India embraced economic liberalization, introducing market-driven reforms that opened the economy to private and foreign investment. However, India retained socialist features such as subsidiaries, public sector enterprises, and welfare programs like Manrega and food security initiatives to support unprivileges. Now, coming back to 2025, here is how your daily life would look like without capitalism. You wake up in a communal dorm, grab breakfast from a shared kitchen, hope you like the toast because the variety is low. You head to your assigned task, let's say weaving clothes. There is no paycheck, but you get your food on time. You have no side hustle or a dream to start a new business. There is equality, but is it exciting? Maybe not. Well, let's talk about power. Who is in charge if the capitalism doesn't exist? Right now, capitalism gets too much criticism for putting too much power in the hands of fewer people. You have got billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk who can buy whole companies or even rocket ships, while most of us are trying to pay rent. It's not equal, right? So if we get rid of capitalism, maybe that changes. Maybe power spreads out more evenly. But does it really? In a world without capitalism, there might be a group of people, committee and council making decisions for the whole community. They would say, okay, we need more food here, or let's build a school there. Everyone in council gets to put their opinion. But here's the thing, someone still has to be on that council. That means someone has to lead, and that's where the power sneaks back in. Let's look back at the history for a second. Back to Soviet Union. They tried to ditch capitalism and make everything shared. The idea was equality. No billionaires, no fancy arches for just a few. But what happened? The people running the show, the leaders of Communist Party, ended up with the nicer houses, better food and more control than the average people. So even without capitalism, the power did not spread out equally, just shifted to different hands. And here is another angle. How do you even know what people need without capitalism? In our world, the prices do that job. If a ton of people want coffee, the prices go up and farmers grow more. It's almost automatic, but without capitalism, someone has to guess. If a drought hits in a village, the crops cannot be farmed. A council has to step in and decide how much crops to distribute and to whom. But what if they are slow or they argue? The crops could die while they are still figuring it out. And that's why power matters here. Who is on that council decides who gets the supply first. And what about freedom? In capitalism, you can start a new business or move somewhere new if you have got the cash. Without it, the committee might deny you to even move to a different place. The power over your life shifts from your wallet to their hands. Look at North Korea for instance. Today, it's not capitalist and the government controls everything. People don't starve there because of markets, they starve because the leaders hold power and mess up. Okay, so let's bring it all together. If capitalism never existed, things would look so different. Innovation might not be that flashy and fast, no new phones every year, but we could still figure out smart and simple stuffs. Daily life might look fairer with everyone sharing, but it could also feel boring, like you're stuck doing the same thing every day. We would lose some problems like huge money gaps, but we might still get new ones, like slow decisions and bossy committees. What do you think? Can you live without capitalism, or is it just too big part of our life? Tell me in the comments, I really want to know, and hit like if it really got you thinking. I'll see you next time.